Hello pretty caterpillars, and today I've got very exciting news. You obviously can tell by the title of this video. I am finally pregnant, which is so exciting. So I'm going to make a little quick video about my first trimester and kind of how rough that was. I'll talk a little bit about our trying to conceive journey, because that has been a journey and a half for sure. I'm not to cry during this video, but no promises. I am currently 16 weeks, so I'm just kind of starting into the second trimester. I'm 4 months pregnant, which is crazy to think about, especially from how we got here. So my husband and I have been trying to conceive for coming up on 4 years. We're probably like just hitting the 4-year mark now around this time. We had been seeing a fertility specialist for 2 years. We had done, 3 years actually, not 2 years. We were on a 2-year wait list for government-funded IVF, because IVF is hella expensive and I don't have an extra $20,000-$30,000 lying around that we could just put towards IVF. So we were a year into our 2-year wait list for IVF. We had done, I think, a year worth of medicated ovulation cycles with Clomid using Ovidrel because I was having issues not ovulating properly. So we kind of had done like 5 or 6 months and then took a break for like 6 months and then went back to it again and did another 6 months, and then we got put on the wait list for IVF. Which the really frustrating thing was the doctor keeping like, I don't know why you're not pregnant. You should be pregnant now. Like, this is like, everything looks right. Everything looks normal. So I was very shocked when I discovered that I was in fact pregnant. I totally thought I was just getting my period. Like, everything else felt normal. I started getting cramping leading up to my period, which is pretty normal. I'll get like a little bit of cramping, and sometimes I get diarrhea either like the day before or when it's just like period starts for a couple of days. So I had some, so I'd be able to see my bloody diarrhea for 3 days, and I just kept thinking, and I had some cramping, and I just kept thinking that like I was getting my period, because like that's totally normal, that's what happens. I didn't think anything of it. And then my husband was like, well, that's really weird, because I kept being like, I haven't had a period, but I'm getting like bloody diarrhea. I keep thinking like my period's happening and I'm cramping. And he was like, and this is the only time he's ever suggested, I think, in the 4 years, basically, maybe in the beginning when we first started trying, to take a pregnancy test. And I did. And I almost didn't even look at the results. I almost just like threw it in the garbage and was like, yeah, whatever, it's going to be negative, like it always is. Because I typically I try not to take a pregnancy test till like my period is 10 days late. That's kind of like my goalpost line for myself, because otherwise after 4 years you just get so disappointed when you see it that you're just like, I have to stop for my own sanity. And then to what it was, I wanted to tell him in a much like cuter way. Like, I had this whole little gift bag that I had bought for him when we first started trying, that had like a little mug in there that said Papa Bear on it. It was, what else was there? There was a little onesie that was like Little Explorer, and something else that I can't remember. I think there was 3 things, but I can't remember what the second thing was. And that's been up in my closet in our spare bedroom for the past like 4 years. And so he knows what that is. Like, he knows that's something to do with like if we ever get pregnant, but he didn't know exactly what was in the bag. And I honestly had forgotten, because it had been 4 years, what was in that bag. So that's kind of how I originally had wanted to tell him, or like having like some sort of like little cute bun in the oven or something like that. But he ended up being right next to me when I took the test, and he was like, what are the results? And I was like, I need you to come look at these, because I swear I see a second line, which was amazing. And I instantly started crying, because I was like, this has never happened before, but I swear I see a second line. Like, normally I've never gotten, ever in the entire 4 years we've been trying to get pregnant, a second line. I've never had a positive pregnancy test. I've never had a blood test that came back positive. So I was like, I didn't even think it was possible. Like, I almost didn't even look at the test. I almost just threw it in the garbage and said, oh, you know, whatever, it's negative, I'll just wait for my period to come. And so then he comes and looks and he goes, are you sure? He's like, I see a second line, but he was like, I don't think this is real. I said, I've never ever gotten a second line before. Like, this is 100%, like, I've gotten my ovulation test definitely like hundreds of times, but a second line on a pregnancy test means that there is a positive. So for like 3 or 4 days, I kept taking pregnancy tests, because then he told me about this one time where this girl, like, she got a positive and then she just slowly watched the line, like, get lighter and lighter and lighter. But then the line kept getting darker and darker and darker. So I call my fertility doctor, they get me in for a blood test, and I am just convinced that it is like, it's a chemical pregnancy. There's not actually gonna be a baby or anything. It's just like a phantom pregnancy, or I'm gonna lose it super early on. And that was so terrifying, because around week 6, week 7, I started bleeding, I had more cramping, and I was so convinced I was having a miscarriage. I was so sure that it was going to happen, that that's what exactly was happening, and I am still terrified of having one of those, but a little bit less now than in my second trimester, and there's been no more bleeding, knock on wood. Since that week 7, I was put on pelvic rest for a week, and I was so excited we got to do a second ultrasound to make sure the baby was still there. And it was bigger, and I cried both times. I cried both. I've had 3 ultrasounds so far. One at 6 weeks, one at 7 weeks, and one at 9 weeks. Only because I was with a fertility doctor, do you get more ultrasounds? Usually I think you would have one at this point, like around 8 weeks, and then sometimes you get like a 12-week scan too. I unfortunately wasn't able to do the 12-week scan because I was away on holidays, and they just couldn't get the timing out great for like the genetic testing and stuff like that. My doctor said we could do that further along, which is fine. So we find out the baby's gender in the end of August, so that'll be super exciting. And we'll do I get an ultrasound done then. So it'll be exciting to see the baby, because it'll be definitely a lot bigger than when I saw it at 9 weeks. But leading up to that first trimester, like, I still had definitely a bunch of cramping, not nearly as intense cramping as I did with my periods, but there was a little bit of cramping, which they said is normal. It's kind of like your uterus expanding and stuff like that. I had a little bit of nausea until week 9. Week 9 hit, and the nausea was just like, boom, we are here to stay. It was like a wall hit me week 9. I was so incredibly nauseous. I just felt nauseous all day, every day. Luckily, my doctor had prescribed me medication to help with the nausea, because I was throwing up quite bad, and I just felt like I was going to throw up constantly. And it's so hard to work when you just feel like you're going to be sick all the time. Like, it's a different kind of nausea, I would say. It was just like non-relenting. Whatever I did, eating kind of helps in the beginning, like the first, like up before week 9, if I ate every 2 hours, that really helped. Because if I didn't eat every 2 hours, I would get really low blood sugar and feel like I was going to pass out. So I had to eat every 2 hours, which is kind of not super abnormal for me anyways. But like, I could have gone like 4 or 5 hours without eating, and now I have to eat every 2 hours. So I'm going to fall over. So that's been fun. I've definitely had, normally they say when women that are pregnant are constipated. I've definitely had the opposite effect. I've had diarrhea throughout my entire pregnancy so far, and I feel like I'm probably going to have it throughout the rest of the entire pregnancy, which has been really fun. Not so tired. I've definitely got a bit more energy back now. It's not like where it was before, but I was so tired. Like, by 10 o'clock in the morning, I was ready to have a nap. Like, I was just exhausted. And like, by the end of the day, as soon as I'm done eating, I passed out on the couch. Like, I was just so tired in my first trimester. I had some insomnia too during the early weeks as well, which was fun. When you're super tired and you just can't sleep at night. But I was napping as much as possible during the day. Like, on the weekends, I basically was like all Sunday just sleeping, because I was so tired. I still do sleep on like Saturday or Sunday if I've got the day off. I have quite a few naps to my husband's dismay, but I'm like, I am so tired. I like can't do stuff. I'm just exhausted, and it's a weird kind of tired because you're not like physically tired, but your body is just like, it's exhausted. It's almost like, well, if you have like a flu and you're just weak and tired and you're like, I just need to sleep. That's just what I felt like the entire like first trimester with the nausea. So that was fun. I threw up a couple times in the beginning. Like we went out for my sister-in-law's birthday, and I had some cooked garlic, or not garlic, cooked broccoli with garlic on it, and I took a bite of that, and instantly I was like, I'm going to puke. So I had to run to the bathroom quick, and at this point nobody knew. Like, we didn't tell my family till like I was 3 months along, just because we were so worried something was going to happen. And like, not a lot of people know even now too. Like, this video is probably going to go up a lot later, if at all. But that was the first time I threw up, because I'd been a little nauseous, but like instantly, like when you eat something and you're just like, nope, cannot. And then I tried to pick a piece of like chicken too, and like within 5 minutes, like it was just like plain cooked chicken breast, and I had to go to the bathroom within 5 minutes and throw up. So that was a fun experience, and like my tummy was so upset too for like a lot of my pregnancy. Like, I had a lot of like just an upset stomach. Like, my stomach was just not feeling good. And then the nausea on top of that. And then week 13 and week 14 were really bad for nausea, I would say. I threw up. That was when we were on our vacation too. We went to Montreal for a week, and I threw up every single night. After 7 o'clock was just, I couldn't keep anything down. Everything after 7 came up. I would just, I don't know what it was, just right before 7 o'clock, all that food would stay down, but anything after 7, nope, it's coming up. Like, I didn't feel good. I had a lot of migraines too. Which I'm very prone to migraines, so that's been fun, because I've been on my migraine medication, because you're not allowed to take that when you're pregnant. So, luckily you can take Tylenol, which has been very helpful. You can take Advil from week 12 to week 6, to week 12. Kind of when you get your second trimester to week 20, 22 max, you're allowed to take Advil, the doctor said, which has been super helpful because I've got a lot of migraines. And Advil takes it. Tylenol just doesn't quite touch it. But yeah, I've also been having the like super fun, like feeling like I'm being impaled pain too, which has been great. I didn't like, a lot of people said like your first trimester, or your first trimester, like you have to pee a lot. I didn't notice that. I found out that going in my second trimester, I have to pee like crazy now, which is kind of weird because they say like your uterus is supposed to move up away from your bladder, not press on it as much. But I didn't find in the first trimester that I was peeing a lot. I found definitely in the second trimester starting now I have to pee a lot. But yeah, like I feel a little bit better, a little bit more energy now that I'm back in my second trimester, and the nausea has started to go away, which has been so nice, because just the wall, it hits you, and it's just like, it just hit me like a brick wall, and it was just constant nausea. I wasn't throwing up a ton, especially after being on the medication, but when the medication wore off around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, because I was taking it 3 times a day, like I could tell, I was like, I need my medication because I just feel like I'm going to puke right now all the time. Like, it's not a fun feeling. So yeah, that's kind of, I think, majority of my symptoms. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. My boobs got so tender. My nipples have gotten so large, and they've gone, I've had to get new bras too, because the band doesn't even fit anymore. I was a 32A, now I'm wearing a 34B, and I'm almost busting out of the 34Bs. Like, it's crazy how big my boobs have gotten. Like, they've tripled in size. Like, not that you would be able to tell, but like I definitely can tell. My boobs have definitely got bigger, and they're so sore. It's supposed to be in second trimester, they're not quite as sore, which I think they're a little bit less sore. But even like when I don't wear a bra, anything touching my boobs hurts them. They are so tender and so sore. Like, even just a light t-shirt like this, like even this shirt, if I wasn't wearing a bra right now, excuse me, them touching my nipples, so painful. And I had so much gas in my first trimester. I was farting like crazy, and they were stinky farts. And I'm not normally a gassy person either, but I was just like, oh my god, I am stinking up the place. Like, it is bad. So I think that's everything for my symptoms. The main one was nausea. Tiredness was a huge one. And then, yeah, like the feeling to need to eat every 2 hours. Even though in the first trimester I didn't really feel like I wanted to eat. Like, a lot of the time I was like, I'm not hungry. My body is telling me I have low blood sugar, so I need to eat something or I'm going to pass out soon. And yeah, I've got like a tiny, you can't even see this bump. Like, it's very tiny little baby bump. You can't even see it. It gets bigger at night too than during the day. But like, anyone looking at me right now would not even think I'm pregnant. I just look like I've like eaten a big meal or something. Especially at night too. Like, I have a little bit of a bump. But yeah, that's been my first trimester. So glad to be in the second trimester. I'm just even thrilled to be pregnant at all, because it's been a long 4 years. The 1 week when I was bleeding, I did a lot of crying because I totally thought I was having a miscarriage. That's what I kept telling myself, and it was hard because I was like, I'm so prepared for the conception, like just so focused on trying to conceive. I never really thought about what happened once I did get pregnant, because I couldn't let myself think about that because it was just so hard and so painful. And now that I am finally pregnant, it is so exciting. And you know, the one thing with the nausea was like, I woke up every morning and I was like, I know I'm still pregnant because I'm still massively nauseous. They say when you have a miscarriage, those symptoms start to go down. And I was like, okay, they're still very strong, in charge. I wake up in the morning and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna puke. And I'm like, okay, that's good. It means I'm still pregnant. So that was kind of like definitely a reassuring thing for me. Having the symptoms, as much as morning sickness is terrible, and I didn't just have morning sickness, I had all day sickness. And I think if I wasn't on medication, I probably would have thrown up a lot more than I did, because like even brushing your teeth was like a battle and a half, because I just felt like I had to do it in like shifts. I'd still take like 10-15 minutes just to brush my teeth, because I just constantly felt like I did throw up a couple times brushing my teeth actually. So that's super fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know, maybe there'll be some more baby, I'm sure there'll be some more baby content, maybe especially when I get bigger and I start like doing stuff. Maybe I can do a little bit more like baby hauls and stuff like that. I haven't really bought too much for the baby. My husband has really been trying to restrain me in, because all I want to do is buy baby stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful if you are in your first trimester and you're trying to figure out what the hell it's going to be like and what you're in for. And this, I mean, every pregnancy obviously is different. Every pregnant woman's experience is different. Mine has definitely been an interesting journey for sure. Like, I feel like I've had a pretty, barring the terrible nausea and the extreme tiredness, those were two of like the big symptoms for me. Being so tired. I'm still super tired, and I also feel like I'm really short out of breath. Like, I feel like I'm going up and down the stairs. My husband makes fun of me because he's like, you're so out of shape. I'm like, I am. It's bad. Like, I wasn't this bad pre-pregnancy, and he always gets mad at me when I'm like, it's because I'm pregnant. It's like, stop blaming every symptom you have on pregnancy. I said, but it is a pregnancy symptom. That's the real annoying thing. He's like, why are you so tired? I'm like, it's because I'm pregnant. He's like, that's not a real thing. I'm like, yes it is, look it up. The fatigue in pregnancy is real. Apparently in your third trimester it comes back again, but in the second trimester you get some energy back again, which is really nice. But apparently, I think in the first trimester they were saying, like I was reading, that it's because you're also growing the baby plus the placenta, so that really takes like all your extra nutrients and everything, and that's why you feel zapped. So nap when you can, because it's definitely helpful. But it's a whole different type of tired. It's just like a full, like my eyes are just exhausted, and like just I've never been this form of tired before in my life. So, oh yes, another thing I wanted to mention too. I didn't know what this was before. I just thought I had like a rash or like bruising from where I did my fertility treatments. And then when I was at the doctor the other day, I was like, it's because it used to just be there, and it's been there for like a year, and it never bothered me. And now it's eczema, and now I have it all under my armpits, all over my belly, all under the back of my legs. It's creeping up this front of my side of my hips. It's starting all over my back. It has just run rampant during my pregnancy. Apparently it can either get worse, better, or stay the same with eczema when you're pregnant, and mine has definitely gotten way worse. It's just like, it is so bad. Like, you can kind of see my armpits here. Like, they're different colors. This isn't my natural, like, I look spotted. And like, even kind of like my belly, you can really see it here. Like, I just look like a leopard. And like, my arm is really bad too. Like, it kind of just started here. I thought it was from all the fertility treatments, because that's where they take, because you have to do blood like so often. You just feel like a pincushion during your fertility treatments, to be honest. But like, I just thought this was bruising, and then I'm like, it hasn't gone away, and now it's itchy, and now it's spreading everywhere. So last time I was at the doctor's, I had to take a look at it. She goes, yeah, that's eczema. She's like, it can get worse in pregnancy. I was like, great, just what I need. So now it's just ran rapid all over my body. It's even starting on my face now too. Oh, excuse me, on my face now too, which is really fun. So that's just been a joy. I think it might even be starting on my chest soon too. Like, I am so itchy. It's so hard not to itch it though, because it feels so good to itch it, but then I think, excuse me, it makes it worse. I've also been very burpy too, like just gassy and burpy since I've been pregnant. I'm not normally a burpy, or especially not a gassy person, but I've definitely been feeling that more in my pregnancy. So that's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys later. Bye.